Hey guys, it's Mr. George Remus with a farming guide for the brand new transcendent weapons. This is the fastest that I've been able to farm the tier 4 weapons, which is the quality range 300 to 400. Every once in a while, you will get one slightly lower than that. I think it goes down to like 290 in trials mode. That is the most efficient farm. You get a 10% chance each round that you clear. So every seventh wave, you will get a 10% chance of getting that loot if you don't have any boosters. The only boosters that I am currently using is the season pass booster, but you can opt in to buy more boosters from the shop if you're inclined to do so. With all of that, this isn't a build guide necessarily, although I do have a build guide for Raven that I am using to do this method with because it's really fast and I couldn't really find anything faster. I was getting a transcendent weapon with really good luck once every 10 minutes. With really bad luck, I think it was 30 minutes before I got one. So about that 15 to 25 minute range, I was getting a transcendent weapon each time, averaging about 3 or 4 an hour without any issues. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment down below. If you learned anything, like the video, consider subscribing to the channel, help support channel growth. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into this strategy. So the idea here is to get through round or waves 1 through 7 inside of the trials game mode as fast as possible. I know I already said this, but the base drop rate in there is a 10% chance regardless of which reward pool it is. So whether it's the first round, second round, third round, or all the way to the fourth round, you have the same 10% base chance of getting a transcendent weapon regardless of how deep you go. So realistically, until they update this, there's no reason to go past stages 1 or 2, 3, and 4 unless you're doing it very quickly. So the name of the game is speed. I found the most efficient to run solo with this Raven build, spamming her abilities, rushing rooms as fast as possible, and then just smoothly resetting at the end of each run. With each run, it's important to just try to pick your cards as fast as possible. Go for skill power or anything that helps with movement. I am running a crit build. You're going to have to adjust your picks based off which descendant you choose to do. But you just need to get through. And once you see the 3 red cards, it's the boss room. Just pick something that's going to help you kill the boss as quick as possible. And then when that in-game screen pops up, make sure you go with the left option to abort. And then from the abort screen, you can simply just reset. And then you just rinse and repeat this for as long or as little as you like. If you're interested in the build that I was using to farm this as fast as I could, I am using the Nightfall version of Raven. This will change her abilities to no longer require a shotgun, and she becomes a crit-based skill descendant. If you're not super familiar how it works, her 2 will shoot a ball of crows and you can spam this and have multiple out at the same time. And her 4 will cause like a flock of crows to attack at the same time. Combining these 2 together is going to be our primary source of clearing rooms as fast as possible. I do throw her 3 ability in there for the Veil of Night, and her 1 is how you normally get the primary resource, but because we're trying to go as fast as possible and spam as much as possible, I went with Potent Collector to help get us her custom resource as much as possible, just from her 2 and her 4 fueling that fire. And for the mods themselves, I'm running some pretty basic stuff here. MP conversion, she doesn't have MP, so this is free. Nimble fingers, focus on non-attribute. This is all for skill cooldown, and this gives us some non-attribute skill power, skill concentration, skill insight, and front lines for crit damage and rate. I am running bio expansion and skill expansion to get the most range out of her abilities as possible. And then on her her ancestor mod, I have crit damage and crit rate to help with ad clear as fast as possible. For the trigger mod, I went super basic with power beyond. One, it's flat skill power, and secondly, her 2 ability will trigger the toe, and you can spam 4 of her crow balls and it will suck them all together and then finish them off with the 4 if you wanted to. That was a really good strategy for a lot of the rooms. Unfortunately, a lot of the rooms change, and once you learn the patterns, it'll be faster and know where to place your stuff, be a bit more efficient. But that's why I'm running Power Beyond, because it served a purpose and it gives us skill power. And then for the reactor, it's just all her abilities get changed to singular with Nightfall, so it's a non-attribute singular reactor with cooldown and crit damage. I am running a 4-piece bravery set. This is not normal what you would use, but if you're playing solo, you're killing hundreds of enemies at once. You're gonna have so much skill cooldown with this. You're not going to be able to place things fast enough. So this set with this strategy is the icing on the cake. It is amazing, and I can't even recommend anything else while running this solo, because you're just going to be killing hundreds of enemies at the same time. It's honestly a perfect set for this. With that though, just keep in mind I have like MP stuff on here. You don't need any of that with Raven. She doesn't have any MP. This is literally just the 4 pieces that I had. I threw on. I was like, oh my gosh, this works so well. This is just perfect for farming. And then for the arche tuning, I didn't put a lot of thought or effort into this. In fact, I already know what I would change here. I went over, grabbed some range, grabbed all the skill power that I could. I actually have defense neutralization on right now. If you're playing solo, I'm going to recommend arche chain catalyst. This will give non-attribute resistance reduction, whereas defense neutralization is more like a team support thing. So when you're running solo, run arche chain catalyst, and this is what your arche board should look like. And then for our firearm, I actually am using the ATR-0 Prototype for the stat stick and the extra non-attribute skill power amplification, because that's pretty huge. But I recognize the redundancy of telling you to use a transcendent weapon to farm transcendent weapons. So in the meantime, I would highly recommend a secret garden with 3 sprint speed cores or grappling hook cores, or some combination of that to help with mobility and getting through the rooms faster. Some other tips for my first pick, I went with skill power just to help speed up the first couple rooms. Beyond that, it was anything like singular skill power or crit skill power. When you get to your transcendent cards, freebies to make the boss go faster, if you're like super concerned about that, the rock fall or the rock crush is really good. The HP one, the HP exploit that deals damage to you, you're killing the boss so fast it doesn't really matter. Those are all really good. Getting through the rooms, there are a couple rooms that are faster than others. If you really want some speed, for whatever reason, the portal for the next room tends to spawn like behind you, or where you were kind of standing at the point the game thinks you cleared it. So if you're like looking for the portal, sometimes you just gotta turn around, it's right behind you. I do hope this helps people with this grind. I've seen people complaining that it's taking them hours to even get 1 drop. I understand this strategy might not be the most fun thing in the world, but it has been by far the most efficient thing for me. Doing this, I probably got more transcendent weapons in 2-3 hours than I did the last 2 or 3 days. So this is, to me, this is a huge step forward for the farming until they improve it. That should be it, I think. I don't think I forgot anything. If I did, I'll mention it in the comments below with a pinned comment. If you guys have anything you would like to ask, feel free to ask in the comment section as well. If you learned anything, consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel to help support channel growth and see more future content for the TFD. I appreciate everybody, and I hope you guys have good luck farming these new transcendent weapons.